CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the Afternoon Edition, a rainy start to 2026 around the Bay Area, and we are in for several wet days with a new storm coming just in time for the weekend. Thanks for joining us and Happy New Year. You're going to want to keep that umbrella for any New Year's Day plans and keep it handy for a while. It's a sloppy drive out there if you're out on the roadways. Our photographer showing what it looks like on westbound 580 in Oakland. Some of the lanes are flooded in spots, including the ramp to Highway 24. Also on 580, we saw an ambulance responding to an accident that stopped traffic briefly just before 9:30 this morning. That was westbound near the Lake Shore exit. So plenty of trouble spots out there. Taking a live look at some of the conditions on our bridges right now. Luckily, not a lot of traffic. It is a holiday, but still pretty slick out there. Let's get over to meteorologist Jessica Birch, tracking what is left of this round of rain and more to come.
More to come around the corner with some strong winds too, and that's what we want to keep a close eye on as we head into the next 24 hours. Here's the thing. Here's where the rain's at right now and current temperatures. We're off to a chilly start this morning and heading into this afternoon. Daytime highs today, they're expected to hit the 60s and 50s though, so just a little bit warmer compared to where we're at right now. The rain will continue to roll in from the south as we head into this weekend's forecast, and to add to that, we're also seeing some strong winds right around the corner as we head into our Friday setup, to the point where we even could see wind gusts up to around 40 miles per hour starting tomorrow. We'll get there in just a bit. We'll talk more about those, but let's also talk about the rainfall totals. Yesterday was pretty impressive as we rung in the new year, but now as we head outside today and tomorrow, it's a little bit more spotty, but we still have rain chances on tap for us each day this week, heading into this weekend's forecast as well. I'm going to time this out for you coming up on Futurecast in just a bit and let you know those rainfall totals, but for now I'm going to send it back over to you, Ann.
All right, thanks, Jess. We are tracking the storm systems as they pass through our area. We're going to keep you updated on the air and on the free CBS News app anytime, as well as kpix.com. While the night sky was lit up across the Bay Area in spite of the rain, fireworks welcomed the first minutes of 2026 along San Francisco's Embarcadero. In case you missed the show last night, we caught the action on our roof camera. And in Oakland, the rain did not stop people from shooting off illegal fireworks, though we didn't see this many this year as we have in New Year's past. More than a few people chose to slosh around San Francisco last night in celebration, and this morning businesses on the Embarcadero were still expecting large crowds. Some partiers determined to brave the weather and welcome in the new year.
We're living it up. It's New Year's Eve, and it's my birthday. We're just hanging out.
We're gonna bar hop around neighborhood.
We're gonna,
We're just winging it.
Rain never stopped me, and it won't stop me now. You know, we're just gonna keep going. So we're just gonna, keep going.
Yes, I'm impressed. I was so in bed at midnight. Some San Franciscans rang in the new year in a more traditional way this morning. This is the annual Hatsumode service at the Kanko Church in Japantown. The Japanese tradition is aimed at reflecting on the previous year and focusing on faith for the year ahead. People will write prayers and good fortune and also partake in a traditional sip of sake. Church leaders also say the ceremony puts an emphasis on gratitude. And the new year comes with some new changes at the federal level that could affect your wallet. Social Security recipients will receive a 2.8% cost of living increase. But Medicare Part B premiums are also increasing by about $18 a month. And the pandemic era subsidies are gone as of today for people who are using the Affordable Care Act for their policies. So that means premiums may double for many Americans. But tax season could also put a few more bucks in your pocket thanks to higher standard and SALT deductions, as well as breaks on car loan interest, tips, and overtime. There are also several new laws that take effect in California today. Here's some of the major ones you may actually notice. You can no longer declaw your cats. Governor Newsom signed a law banning the practice in October. It is now officially in effect. Another law, no more plastic bags at grocery stores. And landlords across the state must now provide working refrigerators and stoves in rental units. They will not be able to rent out the unit without those appliances. The minimum wage in California going up for the new year. Statewide, it's now up to $16.90. But many Bay Area counties have higher minimum wages. San Mateo County now pays $17.95. San Jose jumped to $18.45, and Oakland moved up to $17.34. These local increases reflect the region's higher cost, of course, of living. If you ever take BART, just got a little more expensive to ride. As of today, fares went up by 6.2%. BART says that will add an average of 30 cents to each ride, though that depends on how far you're traveling. Daily parking rates also went up by 40 cents at most stations. It also costs more to drive across the Bay Area on our bridges. The toll at 7 Bay Area bridges rose to $8.50. That is a 50-cent jump from 2025. Those tolls will rise by 50 cents each year through 2030, and they'll eventually be even higher if you don't have Fast Track. Well, President Trump says his New Year's resolution is world peace. That comes as video shows more drone strikes in the Caribbean Sea. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is freezing child care funding across the country after claims of fraud. Aaron Navarro is at the White House with the latest.
The U.S. released new videos of strikes this week against what it says are Venezuelan drug traffickers, killing at least 8 people. This, as President Trump told reporters outside a New Year's Eve party at Mar-a-Lago, his New Year's resolution. Peace on earth. In the message to his country, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro expressed confidence going into the new year.
Tenemos plan.
We have plans, we have a flag, we have history, and we will continue to have a homeland, he said. Here at the White House, the Trump administration is freezing child care funds to all 50 states after video about an alleged fraud scheme in Minnesota went viral.
California is worse, Illinois is worse, and sadly New York is worse.
Administration officials say funds will be released when states provide more verification about their programs, leaving many child care centers and families scrambling as the winter holidays wrap up.
Fraud is never acceptable. But cutting off child care funding to everyone in the state is not the answer, and it's not acceptable.
Try to get in, rang the doorbell, nobody showed up.
Some claims in that viral video were misleading. The YouTuber says dozens of daycare centers were empty, but security footage from that day shows children being dropped off. Meanwhile, President Trump is removing National Guard troops in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, following a Supreme Court setback. On social media, Trump claimed the troops had reduced crime and warned he could send them again in the future.
National Guard troops are still on the ground in Washington, D.C., Memphis, and New Orleans. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. A fire kills dozens of people partying at a bar on New Year's Eve. What we know about the investigation into how it happened. And a North Bay family struggling after their home was destroyed by a fallen redwood tree. How neighbors are stepping in to help. And let's take another live look outside before we head to break. That is a look at the Bay Bridge. Things moving smoothly but sloppily this New Year's Day. Another check in your forecast when we come back. A real New Year's tragedy in the Swiss Alps. Around 40 people died and more than 100 were badly injured in a massive fire at a bar at a popular ski resort. Kamal Alfazi has more on how it happened.
Social media footage shows revelers ringing in the new year at a popular ski resort in the Swiss Alps. Less than 2 hours before, fire ripped through a well-known bar there, turning celebration into tragedy. In addition to those presumed dead, police say about 100 more people were injured, most of them seriously.
You could see the orange, yellow, red.
This man was on his way to the bar when the fire broke out. He said bystanders helped get the injured to safety.
The main, problem was the temperature shock from the heat inside to the cold outside. So one of the priorities was to get everyone warm.
Authorities say it's too early to establish the cause of the fire. 2 witnesses tell a French broadcaster they saw lit candles on top of champagne bottles, some of which were held up, setting fire to the wooden ceiling. Forensic tents were outside the scene as authorities worked to identify the victims. Foreign nationals are expected to be among them, as the Crans-Montana ski resort is popular with tourists.
Wow. All right, back to our first alert weather as we take a live look outside at the Golden Gate Bridge. Things moving smoothly. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch, because it looks like that is the view we're going to see for some time on that bridge and all of them.
Exactly. All throughout the Bay Area, we're dealing with wet conditions as we ring in the new year of 2026. And I want to start off with current conditions and then show you a tease ahead of what's to come right around the corner and actually just give you the full picture, really. Here's where we're at right now. We're sitting in the 50s. Daytime highs today will slowly start to warm up into the 60s later this afternoon near San Jose, over into Antioch too. I paused it just to paint the picture that you can see there's still some showers in the forecast for us, but some of us are starting to catch a break. And into the overnight hours tonight, early morning hours tomorrow, those showers start to diminish just a little bit more, but they still stick around for the most part as we head into this weekend's forecast. Tomorrow, the big story for us has to do more so with the wind, less to do with the rain. But I'm still going to show you the rainfall totals coming up in just a second. Here's where we're at right now. Light showers in the forecast all the way over into the East Bay, up into the North Bay. Drier conditions currently in some of those coastal communities, but that's not to say that we're out of the clear just yet. By no means are we even close. I mean, heading into this weekend and early next week, we still have those showers on tap for us as the system sweeps in from offshore, and it is going to bring in some strong winds tomorrow. Anywhere up to around 40-mile-per-hour winds are forecasted right now, and we're monitoring that closely here in the Bay Area. Those showers will continue to track north into the evening hours tomorrow night, giving us close to around a half an inch in some of our local communities, anywhere up to around an inch closer to places like Ben Lomond, so those higher elevated areas. Another thing I want to check off the list real fast too, I'm going to pull the map back up. We have a coastal flood advisory in effect right now, issued by the National Weather Service for all the highlighted zones and counties on this map. What that means for us is we could see localized flooding and ponding even in some of those low-lying areas that are used to this when the king tides roll in. We're going to monitor that closely until Sunday. That's when that expires, and then we still have some wet conditions into next week, Monday and Tuesday, before we dry up, heading into Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Jess. A North Bay family rang in the new year in a motel after a massive redwood tree crashed onto their Guerneville home on Christmas Eve, nearly crushing a 3-year-old in her bed. Luckily, she's okay. Our Kenny Choi spoke with the family, though, and neighbors who are rallying together to help.
This is all that's left of the Montano family home after a massive redwood tree fell in the early morning hours of Christmas Eve.
So we're just hoping and praying that the insurance help us like they said they were going to do.
Cristobal Montano came back to survey the damage and asked us not to show his face.
This is the shed area, that's where the tree destroyed that, and then this is the kitchen. It split right through our kitchen.
He says it narrowly missed his 3-year-old daughter's bed. After more than a week, Montano's family is still waiting for insurance officials to inspect their Guerneville home.
We're just struggling right now because we're a big family and we're staying at hotels, you know, so it's like, it's pretty rough, you know.
They placed a tarp atop their roof, hoping to salvage any items from more water damage before the next storm arrives. Nearby neighbors have been wary.
It was raining, and then there started being wind gusts, and the remaining trees that were unstable started swaying, and I couldn't get my shoes on fast enough.
We're super grateful that we're all alive, you know. That's the thing that is the most important.
Montano's father's a handyman who's been working in the area for 30 years and finally saved enough to buy this home. Dave Bishop is a family friend who helped set up an online fundraising effort.
This is the very least we can do, is to take care of them. This house they just bought, and now a tree fell on it, and it almost took out a child.
Definitely helps us keep our head up, you know, to know that there's people out there who are actually caring, that are good people out there, you know.
As Montano's multi-generational family of 7 continues to stay at a motel in 2 rooms, they're waiting for insurance to provide a more permanent place as the long process to rebuild begins.
An online fundraiser has raised more than $10,000 in donations to the family so far. Coming up here on CBS News Bay Area, the Best in the West matchup is just 2 days away. How the 49ers are preparing to turn a longtime rivalry into a win this weekend. Now, the 49ers have a Best in the West showdown against the Seahawks this weekend, and they're hoping their quarterback saves some of his dance moves for Saturday night. Matt Lively has more from Santa Clara.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
The 49ers are gearing up for a heavyweight showdown when Seattle comes to town on Saturday. The winner gets that coveted top seed in the NFC. But the Niners are feeling pretty good. They've won 6 straight games, and a lot of that has to do with their QB. Brock Purdy has been playing some of his best football as of late. He's combined for 13 touchdowns over his last 3 games, but it isn't just his play that's grabbing attention. Purdy has gone viral for breaking out the Dougie as a touchdown celebration, and during Wednesday's availability, he explained his inspiration for the new moves.
I don't know, I sort of wanted to just get the vibes going. And for me, I told the team, like, we score, I want to, like, dance at some point. I'd never done that, really. First dance that came to mind was the Dougie. I don't know why, but I was like, I feel like it would get the guys going if I hit it. So I told the guys, walk through, that if we scored, we're going to do it, and we did, and it's sort of been the thing.
For the Red and Gold Report, I'm Matt Lively.
And stay with us for all the excitement leading up to the Best in the West showdown. We're going to have continuing coverage leading up to Saturday night's big game. Coming up here on the afternoon edition, Bay Area Pride came up roses in downtown Pasadena this morning. The big award for a float, decades in the making. A new era of the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel begins Monday night right here in the Bay Area. And Tony says he wants to earn your trust.
A lot has changed since the first person sat in this chair. But for me, the biggest difference is people do not trust us like they used to. And it's not just us, it's all of legacy media. So here's my promise to you today and every time you see me in this chair. You come first. Not advertisers, not politicians, not corporate interests. And yes, that does include the corporate owners of CBS. I report for you.
Hear, hear. All right, Tony is a familiar face, helping us wake up on CBS mornings for years now, taking the reins of the CBS Evening News. Join us as Tony launches his Live from America tour, because his first stop is in San Francisco. So that is Monday night, starting at 6:30. And San Francisco showed out in Pasadena this morning. Little rain did not get in the way of the Rose Parade, where San Francisco's first float in nearly 50 years took home an extraordinary prize. The city's float, Believe in San Francisco, took home the Extraordinaire Award. It made its appearance very early in the Rose Parade with the award banner marching in front. Check it out. It's pretty cool. 55-foot float featuring some of San Francisco's icons, the Painted Ladies, a cable car, and the Golden Gate Bridge. I just spoke with the CEO of the San Francisco Travel Association, who says they hope that this inspires people to escape the snow and visit the West Coast.
It's just a nice reminder for those people who are sitting, somewhere on the East Coast freezing, and they think, yeah, maybe a trip to San Francisco is not such a bad idea this winter.
So, despite the rain, the parade drew over 700,000 spectators. The parade was also broadcast to more than 170 countries around the world, giving the Bay Area something to be proud about. And we are getting the first look at a New Year baby born in the Bay Area. Meet Wang Thoi. He is a baby boy born at 12/11 this morning at San Jose's Good Samaritan Hospital. He entered the world at 8 pounds, 7.5 ounces. Congratulations, and Happy New Year to all.